Hey guys, this is Mike. Welcome back to my shop. So, I know it has been a while, a long while, probably a couple months I think since I've posted a video. We were in the process of moving. We had a buyer for our house, everything was going good. Got everything packed up, ready to go, and the buyer pulled out. And when they pulled out, we lost our contract on the house we were buying, and we haven't had any other offers since. So we've decided to hold off on moving, which is good for the wallet, but not so good for the shop because everything was all packed up, ready to go. So I've had the last couple months, I've been slowly unpacking everything, getting everything set back up, and getting caught up on projects. I have been making stuff, it's just been really slow with the move and everything else, and then also my shoulder's still not 100%. Probably will never be 100%, but I've had to take things a little bit slower than normal. But I'm finally caught back up enough to where I feel comfortable making videos again. So this video is going to be a mount for a vehicle. It's an antenna mount that I'm prototyping for an ARM unit, one of the local National Guard units here in California, for mounting an antenna onto their vehicles. So I'm going to flip the camera around, show you guys the print that I drew up, and we'll get started on the project. Alright, so here's the side view of the mount. This is going to be a solid section here, and then this piece comes out, and we've got two gussets in the corners here on both sides. The bottom comes around and kind of creates a C shape here, so the bolt's going to be mounted underneath, and then the mount for the antenna is going to, the circle hole's going to be right here. Here's a top-down view, so it's going to be, the inside edge here has to be at least 2.5 inches off this bottom edge. So I've got all those shapes measured out. This is the top of the mount here, and the gussets for the corners. And then the front view looking directly at the mount. You've got 3 mounting holes to mount the bracket to the vehicle. And then this hole here is for the antenna itself. So I have to build 2 of these. One, this hole's 1/2 inch. The other one, this hole's 3/8 of an inch. Everything else is exactly the same. It's just one hole is different sized on the 2 different brackets. Alright, so we're over here at the welding table. I got everything clamped up here. I'm going to just mark a hasty line here just to get kind of figure out where I need to put the Dykem at. I'm using my awesome Randy Richards scribe. So the first piece we needs to be exactly 5 inches long. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mark I have 2 pieces of 304 clamped together here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave them clamped together, mark, cut. That way, since I'm making 2 mounts, every piece I cut I'll automatically have 2. Some pieces I'll need 4 for the total build. So when it gets to that, I'm going to cut a piece longer than I need, so that I can cut them in half again and get my 4 total that way. Makes it a little bit easier, I think, for time wise. Get this Dykem to dry a little quick. There we go. Now I'm scribing this line about 1/16 long. And of course my air compressor turns on right in the middle of me talking, which is always helpful and awesome. So we've got our first line, and this section is the 5 inch, so I'm going to mark here, that way I know I'm going to be on, and then I'll get this taken off and over to the bandsaw, and I'll bring you guys back once I get it set up. Alright, so I got everything set up on the bandsaw here. I've got a base right there to support the length of the steel. I got the two pieces clamped together in the front so that when I cut it off, they stay together. I've got a brand new motor on this saw. I still have yet to build the belt cover. So got a little leak here. So I have to be really careful when I'm using it because I don't have a belt cover on there. But I got my little cool mist unit set up here, and I guess all that's left is cutting it. Get this set up where I want it. Well, here's the problem. I chewed up this gear. You can see it's got plenty of oil in there. And when I did all the other work on this, I pulled this apart and I cleaned out all the abrasive crap that was in there. Checked all the seals, built a new cover so it wouldn't let any more oil out. And it is toast. This spins and doesn't do anything to this. So it looks like this video turned into a new tool purchase. Alright, so the new bandsaw is here. The old one I didn't even really put a whole lot of effort into trying to find the replacement parts because it's just, I'm tired of fixing it, to be honest. So I got this one. This is granted not the best in the world. It's a Harbor Freight model, but it is actually, now that I've got to use it a little bit, I'm fairly impressed with the quality on it. So far everything seems to be pretty good. The belt, or the blade, was adjusted pretty good from the factory. It's got a built-in coolant system, hydraulic controlled descent, and everything is working great. So I finished cutting that first piece before I remembered to grab the camera, and I'm getting ready to pull the bar out, scribe the next line, and cut the next set of pieces out. So I'm going to get the camera set up somewhere, figure out how I can do it on this new bandsaw, and get going. Alright, I'm going to try this set up like this. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work because I have the camera mounted to the actual bandsaw. I think it'll be solid enough, but we'll see how it goes. It seems to kind of stutter there at the last little bit, but it's cutting very nicely so far. Alright, so we got all the pieces cut. I've got two stacks here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of them and just make a skim cut on one edge to true it up so it's square to the sides. Once I get them all squared, I'll stand them upright, all the ones that are the same size, so I can stack them together, take a cut, measure, and then take the final cut. The accuracy on this is not superbly important. It just has to be within probably 30 thousandths would be plenty tolerance for what it's being used for. So I'm going to get this the rest of the way set up. I just threw it in here last night. These are my parallels are still loose, so I'll get it clamped down, turn the camera on, and we'll start taking our cuts on this. And that's all I'm doing is just taking a skim cut. That cleaned up. I don't know how well you can see. There's just one tiny little spot here that it didn't clean up. But like I said, for what this is, not really worried about that. Alright, I've got everything set up. These are all sitting flush. This is the saw cut side here. And didn't do too bad. This front one's a little bit shorter than the back ones, but I think it'll still clean up alright since they're all oversized. I'm using a 1/2 inch 2-flute solid carbide end mill that I got from Dennis Nolan from Niagara Cutters, and I am running at, if I can get over here to see, 1,000 RPM. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to feed up with the knee until it touches. I'll zero it out, make a pass. Okay, so we're touched off there. I'm going to take 20 for my first pass. Let's see if that is enough to clean up both sides so that I can get a good measurement. It looks okay. I think I'm going to just vacuum this up, and I'll drop this down, I'll side mill and set them back up on their side and try to do it that way. There's only 10 more thousandths to come off, so it's not a huge issue. Even if I have to just dust and roll gently, they're still going to work. Alright, I went through and trued up one side of each of the pieces for this bracket. I got my calipers over here. Clean them off real quick. This way. Okay, we're at 5 inches, 84 thousandths. So I'm going to touch off, dial in 10, clear it, and then I'll take another measurement and then go from there. Reading 5.0005. So I'd say this part is good.